So apparently they think this is cool. Do you like my car, Haven? Lance, do you like the car? Oh yeah.
Well, those kids are adorable, but here we go to the thing of the video today. So these are my wilwood brakes because the old ones came through the floor, and well, that's kind of garbage. Old school, leaves holes for air to come through. Wilwood has it all figured out, but my dash is not flat and nice, so I cut this part of the dash out, and I'm going to make it nice and flat and nice and flat by using this brake, a pen that I broke in my brake for the brake, which is like a tongue twister thingy. Anyway, this thing will work for my wilwood. Either way, so this will go in here. So I got to cut this pieces, make it all fit in, and weld it all like crazy. So let's get that thing installed in there. Now that I got it tacked in there, you can see I got some welding on it and some extra steel sticking out that I got to grind off and make it look much prettier. But it looks right, making sure I like how it sits. Yep, nice and flat, nice and smooth right there, easy to mount onto. Then on the inside, it pushes it in about 1 inch to get rid of that pedal in the center of the screen that's dumb. And now that I got that bracket in there and tacked and ground, I welded a majority of it in from the inside and the outside and made sure it was real solid. You could also see, if you look up here now, there's little baby holes in there, and those baby holes are so that I can mount the pedals. So this is the pedals hanging up here, and now that it's not coming through the floor, I think it looks way better. A lot of stroke in it, the 7-to-1s, I believe. I just called the wilwood people. They're amazing, and they're like, this is what you need, and boom, took my money. So I get up in here with my big fat feet with my perfectly done brake and clutch pedal, and that's about how high they ride. But I wanted to see if my fat feet could push the clutch and the brake at the same time. And look, I'm a drummer. Now, I took the gas pedal out of the way. I got to build that bottom plate. But more importantly, I got to build a plate from here up to off screen. Up there. There it is. So up there, and it'll be like this bracket is to weld it onto the body and come up and be structurally sound. That way, when I hit the brake pedal, the firewall doesn't flex. Because if you just mount this there, ugh. And then I'll do one on each side to avoid all the other junk. So here's the first bracket. I built it all from scratch. I didn't take any video because I'm lame. But you can see there is still access to the emergency brake bolts and such. So that way I can still fix my emergency brake without slowly using a wrench. Here's piece number 2. Much sexier, more curves to it. Ooh. But this one took a lot more work to do. You can see I got my floors welded in too. And there you go. I got the holes lined up. It's ready to be stuck to the wall. That's my steering. That looks like a mouse hole, but that's where my steering column goes. And then I got this piece, you know, I'm all proud of how it all's looking. And I got to weld up here and get it all tacked in. And then I got to weld all these little pieces in without warping it. And then I have Vanna White. And this is a piece of metal. And what's this? That's the wrong thing. Touch that one. That's the part we're talking about. And then that's the brakes there. So, super excited with how this is turning out, how it looks. I like that I still have access through this hole. And I can go through that hole to get through it. Maybe a little wobble socket. And it should be good. And I think it'll be good. So I can use my hands, worst case, because I put 4-inch holes. That was the plan. Now I got my firewall all done and ready. I drilled the holes in, wanted to see how my brake and clutch master cylinder will all look in here. So I put them in. I went with no assist. I just used the correct ratios because wilwood, like I said, is amazing. And they told me use a 7-to-1 pedal, I believe, with the right master cylinders, and you don't need a booster. So I deleted the booster. Because one less mechanical thing to fail, because my car doesn't have vacuum, it's a diesel. So I have to have a vacuum pump. So delete it. You can see right here though, that's a little bump. So that keeps it from laying flat for that clutch. So I took a hammer and beat the bump down, and guess what? We are solid to go. So these brakes and clutch master cylinder came out really well. Everything I have done with wilwood was amazing. The purchase, order, help, everything. I hope you enjoyed the video of me struggling through my first brakes, which wasn't much of a struggle, thanks to wilwood's amazing stuff. I would endorse them and wish they'd give me free stuff, but they never will. It was fun anyway. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.